Insurance. It's a topic rarely discussed in detail, but one that should be, because it's essential in the world that we live in today. And if you drive an automobile or a motorcycle in the state of Texas, well, then you need it. But choosing what types of insurance you need, that can be confusing because of the number of choices available and the way that it's packaged. On today's program, Houston attorney Jim Walker joins us to discuss the importance of choosing the right insurance. I'm Matt Topolski, and this is Legally Speaking. Jim Walker has been rated one of the top personal injury lawyers in Houston by Inside Houston magazine for the last 10 years, and he's been a practicing attorney for over 30. It's my pleasure to introduce Walker, Texas lawyer. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Matt. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Good, thank you. Over 30 years.
I know.
My goodness, that's more than half my life.
That's more than my entire life.
Well, one of us is getting older.
It's nice to have you here, sir.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, you know, the holidays are coming up. Travel season is upon us, and so my first question's got to be, you know, as a traveler, should I be picking up insurance on that rental car?
Picking up insurance on a rental car. Oh, well, like any other question, that depends. That depends if you have insurance on a vehicle of your own. If you have a vehicle and you have insurance on it, I would say no, because that insurance will cover you driving the rental car.
So that's something a lot of people don't know. So you can actually take that insurance with you somewhere else. It doesn't just stop at your car.
Absolutely. The insurance goes with you. However, if you have a high deductible because you have an older vehicle, you may want to get the insurance on the rental car anyway to have a no deductible policy, because that car that you're renting is going to be a newer vehicle than what you have.
So can you give me an example of why you would need that insurance in the case that you know, let's say that you're going to another country, for example?
Well, I have a very good example, a very sad example, however. 2 or 3 years ago, I handled a case. Some young exchange students from Nepal were killed in an accident here in Texas, and fortunately, the driver was wise enough to purchase rental car insurance when he rented the vehicle. And had he not done so, there would have been no coverage. Now, he did purchase what we call under and uninsured motorist coverage, however, which in this case was $1 million, and allowed the families of those deceased boys to pick up insurance coverage.
So for those of us that don't know, what does that insurance provide for you?
Well, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage provides insurance for you in case you are hit by someone, in case you're injured by someone who does not have coverage. I highly recommend that you carry uninsured motorist coverage along with the other coverages, the liability and collision, and PIP, personal injury protection. Now, underinsured motorist coverage protects you should the person who hit you not have enough insurance for the injuries they caused you. If your injuries are astronomical and severe, you would want to have underinsured coverage that would kick in after the liability coverage was paid by the person who hit you.
Gotcha. Well, that's very good to know. And it's also surprising because many people don't know that you can take your insurance with you somewhere else. And would this also apply for if someone else was driving your own automobile too?
Absolutely. If someone's driving your vehicle with your permission, that vehicle is covered for the person driving it as well. You know, it's important that we understand that when we go to purchase insurance, the insurance companies will tell you that full coverage is they tell you you've got full coverage, and to them that means liability coverage to cover the other fella in case you're at fault, and collision coverage to cover the vehicle and pay off the bank in case you're involved in an accident, and pay you, of course, if the vehicle's paid for. However, I think it's important for you to purchase uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage and personal injury protection for you. I mean, if you're going to spend the money, you may as well cover yourself as well. And it doesn't cost that much more to carry those kinds of coverages. And if you're going to spend money to cover the other guy, why not cover yourself as well?
I agree with you. Let's stop there for a second. Great place to pick up after we take a break. We'll be talking about the different types of insurance and what actually constitutes full coverage, as well as motorcycle insurance, too. I think that's something that's very important to talk about.
Yes, it is.
So more in a moment here on Legally Speaking.